You've probably had this moment. You're telling a story you've told 100 times. The details feel vivid, certain, real. And then someone who was there says, "That's not what happened." You argue. They argue back. You both remember it completely differently. Here's the thing. You're both right, and you're both wrong. Because what you think of as a memory, it's not a recording, it's a reconstruction. And every time you remember something, your brain rewrites it. We like to imagine memory as a filing cabinet. You experience something, your brain files it away, and later you open the drawer and pull out the original. Clean, accurate, unchanged. But that's not how it works at all. Neuroscientists have shown that memories are stored as patterns of connections between neurons spread across different parts of your brain. Your visual memory lives in one region. The emotions attached to it live somewhere else. The sounds, the smells, the context, all fragmented, all separate. When you remember something, your brain has to reassemble all these scattered pieces in real time. And every single time it does that, there's room for things to change. Here's where it gets genuinely wild. When a memory is stored, it becomes stable. Scientists call this consolidation. But the moment you retrieve that memory, it becomes unstable again. It literally unlocks. This is called reconsolidation. Your brain pulls the memory back out. It becomes temporarily fragile and then it gets resaved. But here's the catch. It gets resaved with updates. Whatever you're feeling right now, whatever new information you have, whatever someone just told you, that can all get baked into the memory before it locks back in. A study by researcher Elizabeth Loftus showed this powerfully. Participants who watched a car accident and were later asked how fast were the cars going when they smashed into each other remembered the crash as significantly more violent than participants who were asked how fast were they going when they hit each other. One word, different memory. This sounds like a bug, but it's actually a feature. Your brain doesn't want a perfect archive. It wants a useful one. Memories are meant to help you predict the future and navigate the present. So every time you retrieve a memory, your brain subtly updates it, integrating new knowledge, new context, new emotional meaning. Think about a memory of, say, learning to ride a bike. A child's version of that memory is chaotic and frightening. The same memory at 30 feels nostalgic and warm. At 60, it might feel like a symbol of resilience. The event didn't change, the memory did. Your brain is constantly editing your past to make sense of your present. In most cases, that's a strength. You update your worldview, you revise judgments, you grow. But sometimes this rewriting causes real problems. The most serious example is false memories, memories of things that never actually happened. In a classic experiment, researchers convinced a significant portion of participants that they had once been lost in a shopping mall, even though it never happened. Participants didn't just accept the suggestion, they elaborated on it. They added details, they described their emotions. The memory felt completely real to them. This has serious implications for eyewitness testimony in courts, for therapy, for how we reconstruct our own personal histories. And trauma makes this even more complex. Traumatic memories can be fragmented, suppressed, or distorted in ways that feel deeply real, but may not accurately reflect what happened. We're not lying when we misremember. Our brains are doing what brains do. And sometimes the update goes wrong. So what do you do with this information? First, be humble about your memories. When you're certain about a detail, that certainty is your brain's confidence in its own reconstruction. It's not proof. And when someone else remembers something differently, they're not necessarily lying or misremembering either. You might both be working from genuinely different versions. Second, record things that matter. Photos, journals, voice notes right after something happens. Not to distrust yourself, but to preserve an early version before too many rewrites happen. Third, understand that this is also the basis of therapy. Reconsolidation is the science behind why revisiting painful memories in a safe context can actually change how they feel. You're not erasing the past, but you can update the emotional layer attached to it. Your memories feel like history, but they're really more like a story you keep retelling, and the story changes a little every time. That's not a flaw in your design. It's your brain trying to make you better. The question isn't whether your memories are real. The question is, what are you building with them?